Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our series of videos on the criminal law. My name is Alan Lenczycki. I'm an attorney in Libertyville, Illinois. You can reach me anytime at 847-549-0600 or check out our website, lawjtlg.com. Anyway, I want to talk about some DUI case-specific information that's not like about, I guess, an individual case, but in the aggregate, one sees trends in the way that different types of cases operate and percolate through the courthouse. Okay, I've seen that in the course of my almost 18 years as an attorney, working as a prosecutor and also as a defense attorney as I am today. And I want to share some of my perspective on the offense of DUI and how it goes through the courthouse in Lake County, Illinois, but also in the other northern Illinois suburb courthouses, also in the city of Chicago. So they start off with an arrest, right? If you're charged with DUI, it's because you've been arrested. You've been cited by a police officer with a citation that says, hey, I'm charging you with the offense of DUI. They usually charge that DUI two different ways. If you've blown in the breathalyzer machine, they charge you under one part of the statute. And then if the police officer just thinks that you're a drunk driver, they charge you under a second part of the statute. So on the next morning when you wake up and you look at your tickets that you were handed, you may see, how come I've got two tickets for DUI? What happened? I only got pulled over once last night. Well, it's because the police officer is asking to cite you under two different parts of the DUI statute. Okay. I would say it's no big deal, but it's a big deal. But on the other hand, too, it's nothing to be unusually worked up about. The DUI by itself is one thing, it's bad enough. Let's deal with it. Okay. So what you do to deal with it is you want to hire an attorney. Later on in another video, I want to talk about public defenders and how some of them are fantastic, but some people, lots of people, choose to bring on private attorneys for a DUI case. Okay, but you want to either try to interview with attorneys. Most of them will give a free consult. I personally do a free consult. And then you want to talk to somebody that you match with in terms of your personality or in terms of your budget, whatever you've got. Okay, most attorneys will charge between $3,000 and $5,000 for a first-time DUI. That's here in the legal market in Lake County, Illinois in 2025. At least that's my knowledge. I understand that I'm cheaper than a lot of guys. People will say, oh, that's a cheaper price that I'm quoting. Okay, great, cool. Give me a call anytime, 847-549-0600, and I'll make a quote according to your needs. But anyway, once you bring on your attorney, or if you don't have any money, if you're truly destitute, if you're having a hard time making it in the society today, having to do with not enough funds. That's a problem that's affecting many, many people nowadays. If you really can't afford an attorney, well, then you're going to have to go to court and ask the judge for the appointment of this public defender. So if you've got court coming up, reach out to your attorney, speak to your attorney about the strategy and about how to be prepared for court. But the court process pretty much goes like this, okay? As a DUI goes through court, it typically lasts about 3 to 9 months. Some fast ones are 3 months. That's a very fast DUI, where you go to court a couple of times, enough time for your attorney to get and review the discovery. The discovery means police reports, it means videos, it means other handwritten statements from other people involved in the case. Whatever the cops have, your attorney is going to need to see it and see if the police have made any mistakes in your case. If they've made any mistakes, we can jump through those mistakes and challenge the police to be accountable for mistakes that they have made in a hearing or a trial to try to beat your case. Okay. Otherwise, though, once we've seen the police reports and seen the video evidence, sometimes it doesn't look that good for us. I mean, sometimes we're sitting there going, well, you did throw up on the police officer's shoes and you blew over the legal limit. What am I supposed to say to the jury? Don't find him guilty to do me a solid? Well, so you can't really ask that of the juries, and the clients typically understand that. If it's a situation where the video looks like we're a drunk driver, there's a car accident perhaps, there's other pieces of evidence that we think would help the jury or the judge convict you, we might look for a plea bargain from the village, okay, the village or the state's attorney. In Lake County, Illinois, most of the villages themselves are not really prosecuted on their behalf by the state's attorney's office. They actually have private village attorneys that represent them for each of the villages, Grays Lake, Wakanda, Round Lake Beach, whatever. They all have private attorneys that choose to represent those villages in DUI cases. Anyway, long story short, if we feel that that village or the state's attorney has enough evidence to prove their case, well, then we try to negotiate the case and look for a deal. I've talked in a previous video about court supervision, but that's an eligible program for most first-time DUI offenders. So court supervision may be something that we do. School, okay, DUI classes, they'll put you in an alcohol evaluation. Typically in Lake County, it's through a place called NICASA. Okay, you go to NICASA and they label you with how much of an alcohol problem that they think that you have and the corresponding amount of hours that they want you to do to try to address this problem that they think you have. You go to these classes, you pay for the classes. At the end, you show the court that you've done the classes and then you graduate. Okay. The other obligation that you might have would be something like public service hours. Okay. So once we negotiate with the case, if the prosecuting attorney gives us an offer that we think we like, we'll take the offer, and then your case is done. We have a final court date where you enter a guilty plea, and then you're done with court. There are some times where you get the very happy result of a final court date where like they dismiss the case. Sometimes they'll amend the case down from a DUI to something else, such as reckless driving, if they think that they've got facts that aren't perfect on their prosecution end, or if they want to do us a solid for some other reason of equity. Like, for example, if you're a fantastic person, active in the community, you had a previous DUI many 20 years ago, and now this DUI has snuck up on you, and it looks like if you take a conviction, it'll revoke your license. Sometimes the prosecutors will take that into account and they'll amend a ticket down so that somebody doesn't get their license revoked. Anyway, lots of interesting things can happen during a DUI case. No two DUI defense cases are identical. They're highly fact specific. Give me a call, 847-549-0600. Thanks a lot.